If you're really interested to learn Blender and want to create some amazing modern CG art, then check out our course which is Modern CG Art. It's available now. The link will be in my video description. Thank you. So hey guys, what's up? NPS Ready here and welcome back to another excited Blender tutorial. So आज का जो tutorial है वो फिर से होने वाला है surreal art के बारे में. और जैसा कि मैंने पिछले वीडियो में एक्सप्लेन करा था कि what is actually the surreal art. So today I have a reference on the screen. You can see I'm going to recreate something like this, but I have a topic called creative block. I'm damn sure if you are an artist, you probably ran into this problem called creative block. So sometimes we have the creativity but we are not able to create anything and we stuck on a place. So that's called I think creative block. मतलब जहाँ आपको कुछ भी नहीं सोच सकता है कि आपका मन तो करता है काम करने का बट आप कर नहीं पाते हो, कुछ फाइनल आउटपुट नहीं निकाल पाते हो. And first let's see what we are going to create today. Alright, so I hope you really enjoy this preview and stick till this tutorial end, and I'm probably sure you will be able to create something like this, and I will also tell you how I overcome this problem. Let's get started. So here we are inside the Blender. So first I will drag and select everything, and by the way here you can find all the keys I am pressing. So I'll simply press delete button and it will delete everything. Now I'll go to the file, and first we need a model to create exactly like that. So I go inside the sketch file and I downloaded this model. So I'll go to the file, import FBX, and I will import that model. Once it imported, just press M and make sure this is into a new collection called head. Hit OK, and it's small, so I can press slash so I can zoom in and I can see the model. Press slash again and press S on your keyboard and scale it. Press 1 ZZ. So this is our model. Maybe I can make it little small. Control A and apply the scale, and probably all transfer. So this is, it will apply all the rotation and location and also the scale. Perfect. Now we have to cut this head from here to the nose area. So for cutting this, the best way to cut your 3D model is using a boolean modifier. So we need a object. So I'll press Shift A and create a cube. SZ and down it, ZZ and put it above here. I will just down a bit because I want to see some of the nose area. The next step is press Ctrl A and apply the scale. Select your head, go to the modifier tab, add a modifier and use a boolean modifier. And now we have to select our object. So I'll simply click on this button and I will select our box, and if you will see there is an outline showing this, there is a gap between these both. So I will select the box, go to the output, this object properties, and go to the viewport display and check bound, and now you can see this looks perfect. And by the way, if you are not okay with this line here, you can see this is a sharp line. You can use another modifier called remesh and it will remesh your object. So I'm okay for now, and I will start the texturing, and if I will get any error I will come back and do all the stuff. I can probably select our model, go to the modifier tab and apply this boolean modifier. So now we don't need this box, so I will select, press delete. Now let's create our camera. So I'll press Shift A, create a camera, and I will find a frame and press Ctrl Alt and number pad 0. And it will snap your camera to this current view. Now let's go to the output properties, and here I will change the resolution. So I want 1080 by 1080. There is an option, so you can change according your need, and this looks good. And I will press N to reveal this and go to the view and check this camera to view. So now I can move our camera the way I want. So maybe I will go here to the camera properties and I will change the focal length to 85, and this looks good to me. So I will disable camera to view. So our camera is locked. I can freely move, and anytime I can click this button and it will show our camera view. So I will click here and drag and it will create another view. I will zoom here, press T to hide this, and perfect. Now I have to create the lighting, but before doing lighting I have to go inside the rendered view so that we can see the lighting stuff. So I will click here, and now I will go to the render setting by pressing this camera icon, this DSLR type, and I will change the render engine from EV to cycle and change from CPU to GPU and enable denoising and change the max sample to the 64, and this is for the viewport, not for the rendering. I will show you how you can render just in a moment. Now let's create a light. So I'll press Shift A and go to the light, use a aerial light, press ZZ and move it top, just a small light from the top area, and I'm not going to touch anything else. I will simply press 1 for the front view, and I'll simply press Shift D to duplicate the light, and I want to place the light over here and rotate a bit. Press 7 for the top of view, and I will put this light front, just like we do in a reality to lit our just our character. So I'm going to add in the front like here, so probably little down, so pretty much good. I can change the light, go inside the light properties, and I can change the power. So right now it's 10 watt. Let's add 60 watt, just like this softbox, and you can see looking really good. So I will leave this light for the here, and I can also change the size, and it will affect how harsh and how soft the light will be. So let's leave it. This is another topic to talk. So I will Shift D to duplicate, and I will just add from the opposite side like here, and this will be work like a backlight. Here you can see just like I added here, and this is also called a rim light. So I will maybe down the size and increase the power to 150, not that much, so I'll make it 101, and maybe this time I will change the size into Z, so I will press SZ. So it looks good for now. I can change the maybe position a bit far away. So this is my basic light setup. Now I want to add some texturing, and I will do light color correction, adding color and all. So let's drag and make another view, and I will click here and change it to the shader editor, and now here I will add all the texturing stuff. So I'll select the model, and on the color I want to change the color. So if you want, you can put any color. I like the white. This looks good. So for the texturing, you can download, there are a bunch of free textures available online, so you can go there and download it. And if you don't have, there is also called procedural texture, just like you can add Shift A, just like here you can see this is a metallic value 1. So maybe let's rename it to the head, and down the roughness, or maybe just down the metallic value, and in the roughness just play a bit. I can press Shift A and just search noise texture and plug this color into the roughness model, and if I'll press Ctrl Shift and click in this noise texture, it will show me where the noise is. And you can see if I will scale it down and all, I can play with the roughness, distortion, and I'll add a color ramp effect here. It will help me, you can see here, it will help me to separate a reflective area and a non-reflective area. So it's a procedural texture. So if you wanna do it like this way, you can do it, or if you wanna add your own textures, you can simply plug it. So let's increase the scale more. Also, you can see here that this part is also rendering. To save this, or go to the output properties and check the render region, and now it will only render this view. So this looks super cool. So what I can do more, I can use the same texture into also a normal bump. So I will simply plug this into the color. I just need to down the strength. I want just a bit, and yeah, you learn something new called procedural texturing. And procedural texturing means it non-destructive. It means there is no seam available in the whole texture. If you want to apply this setup into any large scale object or a small scale object, and it will not create any seam because it's procedural, because we are playing with values, not a similar pattern. So I hope it makes sense. And you can come back anytime in the color, and you can change the color whatever you want. I'm going with this look, kind of rocky grunge type of stone, something like that, which have some reflectivity. But if you wanna make some real human skin, there is an option called subsurface scattering. I probably know a lot of people know. So here you can see the red things called subsurface scattering. So it's happen when light interact with our body and it goes inside our body. So I hope I'm not a bad teacher. So let's increase this, and here you can see, start seeing this, the light is going inside this object and it's creating subsurface scattering. So I'm not gonna do it for now, or maybe just a bit, who knows. So let's go with this one, and if we need, we'll change it anytime. So let's create few more objects. So maybe I will create a new collection, right click, new collection, and this double tap, and let's add objects. So here is a one more thing, guys. If you wanna add anything here, so you can select this cursor and tab here, and now if I'll press Shift A and add a UV sphere, it will be placed over here. I don't need to move. So now I will simply select, right click, set auto smooth, and click on this button called new and rename it to the glass, and down the roughness and increase the transmission. So on here you can see this is a glass parameter. I will increase this transmission roughness ZZ and place it here. We already added light into our scene, but I want to add some more environment light. So I will go into the word section, go to the color and choose environment texture, go to the open, and this is HDRI, which I downloaded from HDRI Heaven. The name has been changed, I think, but yeah, this one. So I will use this one and hit open image. So I will do two things. First, I want to remove this from the background. So I will go to the render properties, go to the film and enable transparent. Perfect. Now let's come back to the word section again and down the strength. So probably 0.2 or maybe 0.1, just a bit, not too much. So I will just down these things back here, maybe place here. Go to the front view, Shift D to duplicate this model, scale it down, place it here. I mean, it's not necessary to use a sphere, you can use any shape. So looks good. Let me add the text called creative block. So I will simply press Shift A and I will go to the text and click the text. Now press RX90 and I'll go to this section called text, and here I will change few things. First, I will change the alignment from left to center for the both, and I will scale down the size, place it here, and now I will press tab to go inside the edit mode, backspace to delete all the things, and just type and block. Right now it's big, so I'll press tab and just scale it down even more, and I'll go to the geometry, and there is an option called extrude, and I will extrude it, and I will increase the depth a bit, not too much, and this is basically adding a bevel to our text. So I don't want too much, so maybe I will add 0.01. Then I will select the text and go to the new, and I will add a new material called text. And here if I want, I can make it reflective, like I can down the roughness and increase the metallic value to make it reflective. If I want, I can change the color to anything like this, creative block. And I feel like if we will add one more light above here, it will look more cool. So let's create one more light. So I'll press Shift A and add a light, aerial light, and place it here. You can see already looking really cool, but the size is really big. So I'll press S, X, Y actually, and down the size in a Y direction, and maybe I can just down the watt, maybe 2, not too much, just a bit, and already it's cool. So now our basic part is done. Now for the animation thing, what you can do is I can add some extra stuff, like I can add a plane and RX90 to rotate 90 degree and S to scale it even more. So it's up to you what things you want, how much you wanna manipulate your artwork. You are the master, you know what you want to more. And if you don't know, like here, if I don't know where I should go, so I can do little more experiment, just like I can just add some more cubes around our head. Maybe I can change the lighting and all. I will do in a moment, but first let me do the animation part. So I will select this plane and I wanna add a new material, so I'll click new, and this will be our glass _2, and I will just increase our transmission. So here you can see it's creating a really blurry, you can see, and this looks really cool, and like I feel it's like magical. Like you can see over here, you can see really cool, man. And here's the option called roughness, so I can maybe down it, it's up to you, and I can bump the transmission roughness a bit more. So this is just a flat plane, but if you wanna add more depth, you can press tab and go inside the edit mode, press right click, add subdivide, and it will add few more segments to your plane. Press tab to go into the object mode, control A and apply the scale. And now I'll go to the modifier, add a displace modifier, click on this new button, click here and add a cloud. And now you can see something is happening. Not too good, but yeah, something is happening. So I will just I will increase the scale, go to the modifier tab and down this strength. Now let's right click, set smooth, and if you want you can add a subdivision surface, so it will add more details here. Let's add one, and now I can animate it from here to here, and it will work like a animation, like you can see. So let's add the animation. So I want 120 frames long, so I'll go inside the int and type 120, and let's come all the way here and press I for the location, go ind and put your plane over here, probably here, and press I for the location. So if I'll go to the object mode to smooth playback, so I have to hold the recording here because, so actually the recording was finished just because of the space issue. So let me play, so you can see it's going slowly. So for the linear movement, linear means if you will animate your camera from here to there, it will not go like, it will go like one motion, like one proper speed. That's called linear motion. So I'll press A, T and make it linear. So now our camera will move in a linear mode. Looks good. Now here's the fun part. Now I can play, like I can play with the lighting. So I will select and go to the lighting mode, and here I can change the lighting to the blue if I want. If I want I can make it orange. You can see this is the front light. On the top light maybe I can make it little blue. You can see also in the front light maybe I want little blue, not too much, just a blue purple type tone. So you can be really creative, and if you want you can do anything, you can make anything. So let's go with this look. I like it better. I can select the model again, I can enable the metallic and it will be completely like metal, or maybe I can come back here and increase the transmission roughness, so it will be like a glass. It's totally up to you. I can just remove the roughness and I can just down the roughness value here and plug this into the transmission roughness like this way. So you can be very creative on to this stage when you have done everything. Now you just need to play and you can make anything. So by the way, I'm going to render this whole scene, and I will, once it will done, I will show you the After Effect part, how I will do some color correction and all. So I like this very better, looks really cool. Maybe I will just, and one more tip I wanna share with you. So let's suppose here you can see this area is very dark, and if I will add a new plane and if I'll make it here, you can see some of the light happening here. This is called indirect lighting, and this is only happen with the path tracing render, and this is really cool thing about path tracing render. So you can see we lit our subject from the below without any light. So it's totally up to you. So I'm going to delete it. This look is really cool. So let me render it, and for the rendering I will simply go to the render setting, and here is the option called render, and for the render samples I'll make it 256 and denoise checked on. Light part for the light path I will increase the glossy to maybe 8 and transparent maybe 12, because we have a bunch of transparent object into our scene. And I'll go down a bit more, or maybe I'll go to the output properties here and I'll select a folder, and you can just locate, and here I'll choose the PNG and down the compression. And this is pretty much it. And now I just need to click on this render animation, and it will render. So I will see you once the rendering has been done. So once the rendering has been finished, now let's open After Effects. And by the way, if you did not subscribe our channel yet, please do, because we have a lot of really amazing tutorials just like this one. Please make sure to go and check it. And also you can visit my social media, because I am more active than here. If whenever you make something, please tag me as NPS3D. I will definitely check your artwork, and if it's good, I will share it on my story. Double tap here and let's go to this section where you rendered your PNG. Select your first one and make sure to check this PNG sequence and import. Right click, interpret footage main, and make it 24, and just double tap, just select this, press enter and rename it to the 1. Drag and drop it here and it will create a comp, and let's play. Oh man, this looks really cool, and you can see the depth. OMG, I mean, sometimes things happen, but it's look really cool, man. I also rendered one more with the same animation but with a different color of head. So I will just double tap here, drop our second clip here and put it here. And now let me reverse this. It will not look good, so maybe I can go to the time reverse this one. So let's play, and with one glitch it will switch from this scene to another scene. So for now let's leave this part here, and let me show you how you can play with this one. So let's duplicate this to make a seamless loop. Go to the time reverse and place it here, and let's play, and it will play in a loop. And on top of this I can use a new adjustment layer and apply a lumetri color. Go to the basic, and here I can maybe pump a highlight a bit more and add a little contrast, not too much, just a bit, like 10. Add a shadow to maybe 25. Go to the creative, add a vibrance to 45 and saturation to 125. Color wheels, and here I can play with the shadow and also with the mid-tone. And look at this, man, this looks really cool. So I hope you will make something, and please tag me on Instagram, Twitter. I will definitely see your artwork. So this is it for now. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you really learned something from this tutorial, and please hit the like button. And if you are new here, just subscribe our channel. I will come back with another amazing tutorial. So this is it for now. I am NPS3D, and I will see you next time. Bye bye guys. Peace.